A year ago, I walked into the chiropractor for a simple adjustment. I instead walked out with a scoliosis diagnosis. It's kind of like when you go into Target for one thing, and then you end up leaving with $500 missing out of your bank account. Then we all still forget that one thing that we went in there for, right? Although I had had scoliosis undiagnosed for quite some time, I was immediately bombarded with a range of treatment options, from injections up and down my spine to seeing my doctor multiple times a week. I was then provided with the option that none of us want to hear: surgery. It was then that the question came to me: is holistic wellness something that we're even provided as an option for treatment, or are we automatically given the medical alternatives instead? You may be wondering why this question is important to you. Well, Ariana, I don't have scoliosis. Well, you may not. But according to the CDC, 2019, over 53% of adults aged 18 to 34 have a chronic illness, many of which could have been prevented from the start. So when I initially got my diagnosis, I of course went home and did what any sane person would do. I went straight to Google. I Googled my diagnosis, I Googled my treatment options, I Googled the side effects of my treatment options. I was on Google so much that you would assume I have a PhD in scoliosis at this point. Although Google didn't ease my need for surgery, it did ease one thing for me. I could heal this illness through persistence and hard work, and with a simple lifestyle change also. It also helped me understand that this is an experience that many of us go through. From scoliosis to being overweight, many of us are immediately given medical alternatives that aren't necessarily the best option for us. When diagnosed with cancer, Dr. David Servan-Schreiber, 2011, MD, was told something that many of us are also told: only medical treatment will help this. So, after completing suggested chemotherapy, he then went into remission, only to be diagnosed with cancer again. So through 13 more months of chemotherapy and 2 more surgeries, he finally decided to consult with his oncologist on whether or not making a diet change could help him. He was then told something that most doctors seem to be true: eat whatever you like, it won't make much of a difference. Dr. David Servan-Schreiber did understand his doctor's biases, however, understanding that most of them aren't given any sort of nutritional education while in med school. While consulting with his medical colleague, he was also told something that might spike interesting to you. You may be right, David, but people don't want to change. They just want to take a pill and forget about it. Was his colleague right? We as a society, do we not want to change? Or are we not given an option as to how we can help ourselves? Through hours of research on my own after my diagnosis, the option that had resonated with me the most was holistic wellness. The denotative meaning of holistic wellness per Merriam-Webster, Access September 2022, is relating to or concerned with wholes or with complete systems rather than with the analysis of, treatment of, or dissection into parts. Holistic medicine is a form of healing that considers the whole person, their body, their mind, emotions, and spirit, when trying for optimal wellness. Treatment involves fixing the cause of the condition, not just alleviating the symptoms, which is what we often find our current treatment options doing for us. This may include changes to your diet, to your exercise, psychotherapy, physical therapy, counseling, and more. According to the NIH, Access September 2022, holistic medicine has evolved over thousands of years. If this is something that has been working long before any of us were around, why aren't we at least given it as an option for treatment? Maybe it's the lack of nutritional education that we give our doctors, or maybe it's the promotion of Western medicine. But whatever is the truth behind its lack of presentation, statistics show that it's not what our population favors. In a study done by NIH 2017 with a control of over 1,000 patients, it seems that the traditional Western medicine would not be people's first options when it comes to their illness. 34 initially stated that they would accept taking preventative medication to prevent a predisposed disease. When subsequently asked to express their preference regarding medication or lifestyle changes, 96% then preferred lifestyle changes to their medicine. Going back to what Dr. Servan-Schreiber's colleague said, why doesn't this still hold true? Statistics show that we want to change over taking medication. So why is this not an option? Many of our common illnesses can be solely treated with holistic practices, those of which are affordable and accessible to every single one of us, and are found even more beneficial when combined with Western medicine. So why isn't holistic wellness something that we are presented for as an option for treatment? Why are we automatically provided with the medical alternatives instead? So, next time you find yourself in a Target-style doctor's office visit, walk out of this speech remembering one thing. You may have a variety of options, even if they're not initially presented to you.